Hello, Namaskar, good morning, Sasyakar. How are you, my dear parts of soul? My students are my part of soul. Come on, let us see in today's session to have the fun with English literature along with the activities and fun with learning activities. Come on now, we see the activities, what activities you have to do in internship during your internship, because two things are starting. Your internship from 21st is also starting. Along with that internship, your exams are also starting. So all the best for your exams. And now one by one, we have to see all the activities that you can cover in your internship. Yes, welcome to IIT University, to whom I say, and even I just tell my students, what is IITE? Innovative, talented, thoughtful education process. Here we are every day learning some innovative, talented, thoughtful things. And now we are going to see some of the activities related to literature and related to your internship to enhance English with fun and learning. Here I have prepared 10 activities to enhance English with fun and learning. Everyday activity that you are going to do it every day only, because you have to develop the practice of this activity. In detail we will see later on. Let me read out first all the list of the activities. That is Ho'oponopono prayer, second is discussion, third is role play, fourth is simulation, fifth is storytelling, sixth is interviews, seventh one is writing activities, eighth one is English language games, and ninth one is really very interesting, that is tongue twisters in English, and 10th one is and lesson with any inspirational lines of poem. Now come on, let us see activity 1, that is Ho'oponopono prayer. Actually every prayer, whether it is Ho'oponopono prayer or it's some other prayer to Saint Expedita or any other prayer, all the prayer have the base of our Sanatan Dharma. But this is a very beautiful prayer, Hawaiian teaching about forgiveness, and we all should practice. We all should say this prayer every day, multiple times, as many times as you can say. अपने मन में भी कह सकते हो. The word Ho'opono roughly translate to cause things to move back in balance. Means it makes your things move in balance or to make things right. 4 phrases that we have to speak to universe. Every day we must speak these phrases. Of course, there are some people who say, अरे अंग्रेज चले गए, थैंक यू और सॉरी कह गए. नहीं भाई, थैंक यू और सॉरी में बहुत वजन है. They are very weightful words. And these 4 phrases we should always keep on telling. It goes in the universe and comes back to us. We should always say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. See, you start saying this prayer, these 4 phrases every day, multiple times, and see what transformation you have in your life. Second activity is based on discussions. Now, in literature, I know very well, when I was in the college, our Singh sir, they always used to say, okay, when they were teaching the Shakespeare plays, they were giving us this thing that you discuss this plays among you. So you can even do in your classroom that to discuss the points that are relevant to the purpose of teaching and learning, that is related to the theme of the lesson or to the center theme of the poem. Or you can discuss even on the grammar point used in lesson. For example, whole lesson if you read, you will come to know that in which tense this lesson is. Whether this lesson is in the present tense or in the past tense or in the future tense, or all the tenses are used. So you can pick up maximum sentence in which tense that lesson is going on. Suppose the lesson is going on present perfect tense. So you have to discuss the structure of this. First you have to present the examples, and then you have to discuss the structure as it is already shown on the screen. Subject plus has or have plus third form of the verb plus object. For example, I have written a letter. In this way you can present many of the examples related to the tenses or other grammar points. In discussion, you have to involve in every speaking activity to students. Ask for students' opinion on current topics. What are the current topics going on? Suppose the COVID, their parents have suffered from COVID, or he or she has suffered from COVID, or their life experiences. What are their life experiences on different topics? You can just discuss. This discussion will enhance the language. Then involve in students to discuss on weather changes. You know very well that this winter season was going on. And in this winter season, we have experienced many times the rain. So this is all of a sudden the weather changes. And you know that if on the TV channels also, at last the weather changes or weather forecast is given. So that will give them the new vocabularies that will enhance them and make them confidence to speak on the weather changes. So you can discuss on that. Then whatever the aim is, the student should always be encouraged to ask questions in the class. You should create such atmosphere. Being the teacher of the English, you should always create any language or any subject. You should encourage your students to ask the questions, to paraphrase, to give the ideas, to express their views, opinion, check for clarification, and so on. So this type of discussion will always enhance the students to take part, to participate in the class activities. Now, activity 3 is role play. As I told you, that any play, when you study, whether it's of Shakespeare or any of the things, if you give them the role play, they will able to speak out. Mainly the students, they hesitate to speak out in the foreign language because their atmosphere is totally of the Gujarati environment, or suppose they are coming from the Hindi environment, whatever the environment. But you have to encourage the students to speak in English. So for that, the teacher gives information to the learner such as who they are and what they think to be. Suppose the teacher choose 3 to 4 students that you have to play the role of a doctor and a patient, and one student, Dhaval, he says, Dhaval, come on, you are doctor. Another one, you are a patient. Another one, you are a helping hand, nursing hand to the doctor. And one is the relative of the patient. Come on, create that situation and give them the dialogues and let them play that. Because when they will play the role, they will always love it to speak in English. Because who doesn't like to speak in English? You just tell me. Everyone who is fluently speaking in English, we see them and we love to talk to them. So encourage the role play in your classroom. Role play are used to allow students to practice speaking in a conversational situation. They build up confidence, fluency comes in them, assess progress, and put learning into action. Now, you can try some of the role plays at present also, some of the fresh role plays. At present, this is the technological era. So, the first role play that you must practice your students is the telephonic conversation. Hello, how are you? How do you do? Some of the good humble sentences, and in a very soft way. They can how to speak in a soft way. Say, English is not a very hard language. English doesn't contain the word that makes the language very hard. It's a very soft language, soft speaking. R. Joseph Sir in the school used to say that by the presence of the teacher, you can make it out that this is the English teacher, because his language is very soft. His speaking is very soft. So you can ask the students to make in a very soft way, the telephonic conversation. Then going to the shop, how they will purchase the items. They have to speak in English. Booking a hotel, sharing opinions. What is their opinions? What they experience in this COVID time? 2 years they were just doing the education online, and now physically they are present in the class. What are their opinions? Arguments between neighbors. Yeah, this is a very hot topic, and they will just do it. They will love to do it. This arguments between neighbors. Oh, you have parked the car over here. This is my gate. Why you have parked the car over here? So another neighbor will say, oh ho, today only just I park and you are just shouting on me, you are screaming on me. And this will be just a fun game for them. Then have fun, little bit. They should have fun also. Then at the bakery, if they go to the bakery and how they buy the things. Then fairy tale plays. These are really very, very interesting things. All age groups love the fairy tale plays. Let them play. Let them just imagine themselves. Cinderella. Let them play the Harry Potter. Then at the flower shop. At the flower shop, of course, now you are in the college, so you must be thinking, oh, at the flower shop means on 14th Feb. Valentine's Day. Oh no, come on. We have to buy the flowers for our God, or we have to buy flowers for our mother and father also. Or for our Valentine, whatever it is. So at the flower shop, how they will ask, what type of flowers they will ask, what flowers significance, what things. So let them learn that. Then at the grocery shop, because grocery is such items in English that they will know the name of that. So this is a role play. Now fourth activity, we are switching on to simulation. See, everything is coming on your screen. You can go through it. You may find myself that I'm speaking quicker, but I have to take into consideration the time also. Simulations are very similar to role plays. But in role plays, we don't tell them that you change your braids or you do this makeups, nothing like that. While simulations are very similar to the role plays, but make simulation different than role plays. In what way? Roles are here elaborated. They are really described in whatever the manner the role play the student is doing. Students can bring items to create a realistic environment. A realistic environment has to be built in the classroom. For example, if the student is acting as a president, then he or she will wears a suit and brings microphone to deliver the speech. So in this way, simulation is different. Now activity fifth one, that is storytelling. That is really amazing. I always tell at my center also, I tell that all age group people love to hear stories. You tell to anyone. You tell even your dada dadi some story, they will love to hear. You tell your nana nani some story, they will love to hear. It's not like that dada dadi na kahani kahenge ya nana nani hi kahani kahenge. No, you can also. And it covers two skills, listening and speaking. Teacher starts, there is example, this is example. You can just tell the story in some other way also. Teacher starts to tell a story. But after a few sentences, he or she stops narrating. Then from there, the student has to pick up. Student has to narrate from that point where the previous one has stopped. So, what are the benefits of storytelling? Why you should introduce this activity of storytelling in your classroom? Because the imagination of the student develops, confidence enhances. The student become confident. Yeah, I can speak in English. I can tell the story in English. It's such a wonderful experience. And when they will go home, they will just shout to the mom, oh mom, you know that today I have told a story in the classroom in English. Will you hear me? And they will just find it out. It's really a lovely thing because I have noticed from my experience. And classroom environment becomes very lively if you tell the story to the surrounding students and students carry on. It's really very lively atmosphere. Activity 6th is interviews. That what we have to face means you group have to face, other group have to face. even we have to face, even students have to face. So right from the earlier age, why don't you prepare your students for this activity interview? An interview is really an interesting activity. Conducting interview with people gives the students a chance to practice their speaking ability, not only in class but also outside, and helps them becoming socialized. So what type of interviews? Student can conduct an interview of a student. You can give the topic and they can conduct the interview. Of one student will conduct the interview, other will answer that interview. As in the interview, you have to create a situation as they are sitting in the interview, in the same way they have to sit. Then teacher, student, students, teacher, students, all students gather together and take an interview of a teacher. Then students and other non-teaching staff, they can take this interview of the non-teaching staff. It's really a very lively thing, and it's really a very humble and kindness thing that I teach my students. And even when I go for the workshop in the schools, I tell them that please talk to the non-teaching staff also. Please thank them also. In our first activity we have now, thank you. Thank you is really a very biggest word. We should thank everyone. Even we should thank our body parts also, because they are working right from morning till night, till you sleep. And thank to the new sun, to the morning also. So student and non-teaching staff, let them do the conversation. That will make the atmosphere, the environment of the school very lively. Then student and some social personality, some celebrity, that also you can do. Now in writing activities, we should also enhance the writing activities. In that, first one is writing tweets. Second is writing emails. Third is association gameplay. And fourth is image-based storytelling on this. Now writing tweets means most of the students should be familiar with the Twitter now. And Twitter has become very common now. This social media is becoming very common, and Twitter has become very common. You can just see in the slides that how many characters tweet we can build it up. But you can create a group of the students in the class, and you can ask the students, come on, tweet on this. Suppose at present, what is there? That totally in media we are looking, even our students look, even in the newspaper, that there are chances of the world wars, Russia, Ukraine. So what you can tell to your students? We want peace. We don't want any world wars. We don't want to see any world wars. Mother Earth has seen many world wars, and that is enough. We don't want to see any world war. So they can tweet their ideas on this current topics, on many other topics. So this is there. You can see that this is the sign of the writing tweets. Then writing emails. Now instead of writing a letter, what we do? We mail the person. So that also you can teach your students that how communication between people around the world, and why email writing is the key to effective communication. You can explain the students that what is difference between the formal and informal emails. As we were explaining, as we know ourselves, that we were explained by our teachers formal and informal types of letters. In the same way, formal and informal emails, what to write, to, then subject, to whom you are writing, description, and all that. So in that way, they will develop the habit of writing the emails. You can encourage them writing the emails. This is the picture of the writing emails. This is already introduced in our syllabus books also. And it's a very grateful thing of IIT that in all the 4 semesters they have covered all the 4 languages. Gujarati, English, Hindi, and then Sanskrit. Means our mother tongue, then international language English, then national language Hindi, and 4th is Dev Bhasha, that is Sanskrit. So in all the languages, I just say that in all the languages, they should form the habit of writing the emails. They should know how to write the emails. And starting is done from the English. Then third one is writing activities, that is association gameplay. This association gameplay means play an association game with your students. Tell them a word and ask them to create an association chain for it. Just for example, airport, travel, holidays, fun, association chain is going on. And you have to ask the students that which word will come first. Suppose travel, from where? Train or airport or where? So that, where they are going for holidays, what type of fun party they will have, and all that things. Means let the students, one student speak out one word, and in this way association chain game is started. So this activity also enhances the vocabulary plus confidence to speak out in the classroom. Then image based writing. What do you mean by image based writing? Now imagination is very useful. From the English language teaching, writing practice, you should mix up cards with various images in a bag or basket. Take a basket or bags and put the cards with various images, and then ask each student to take random images. Means they don't have to pick up consciously that images. Randomly they have to pick up the images. Then the most interesting part starts. The students should write stories that involve each of the three depicted objects. Whatever the sheets they have picked up, on that three objects they have to write the story. You can see the image based story writing. Misunderstood now? What do you have to do? For this you have to mix up the card with various images in a bag or a basket. Mix all the cards in a bag or basket, and then ask each student to take out randomly some images. And when they take out some images, then they have to create the story. You can ask 3 cards, 4 cards or 5 cards, and on that whatever the cards they have taken out, they have to create a story on that. They have to imagine the story on that. This is the meaning of image based story. Now 8th one is English language games. Word bingo, spelling games, 20 objects, letter scramble, Pictionary. It's not dictionary. Pictionary, crossword. Now word bingo. What do you mean by word bingo? Bingo, who doesn't like the thrill of finding the last item on your list? Jumping out of your chair and shouting, "Oh, you won!" Let me explain. It's a very fun game. You divide the students into the group, and it's very easy to play also. You can help prayers, anything from the language vocabulary to maths to historical facts, everything you can put it on that. Everyone can play this game. Even I have made many various types of bingos. This is my new research in the bingo games, to come out how when the persons in the family, they are not talking to each other, because now social media has become so famous that in one room 4 people are sitting, but 4 are engaged in themselves only with their phone. 4 are not talking to each other, 4 are talking to some other. This is the situation. So here different type of bingos I have made, even for the family unity, for the country unity, and many types of bingos are there that very soon that book will come out. Here we concentrate on the word bingo game. That what is word bingo game? So you can just, from mathematics to historical facts, what you have to do? You have to customize bingo cards for iPad also. The basic of bingo is each students get a large card with square containing words, phrases or pictures. Means each student is getting the squares containing words, phrases or pictures. Here you can see the word bingo chart also. So what here word bingo, everybody gets the same word in a different order. Each time the teacher calls out a word, the student searches for the right square at his card and make it. The first student to have 5 words highlighted in the row yells bingo and wins. Means what do you have to do? Not understood. You're not getting? Everybody gets the same word, but in different orders. Means किसी को एक वर्ड यहाँ मिला है तो किसी को दूसरा वर्ड वहाँ मिला है. इससे पहले वाली स्लाइड में आपने देखा होगा. Now each student is trying to find out the words in their square, what the teacher has listed. And the first student who find it out all the 5 words that teacher has listed, he will else, oh bingo, and wins. This is how the word bingo game is being played. Second is a spelling game. Now spelling game we are playing since childhood, and it's a very common game. You can see only the picture. I have not given any description of this spelling game because it is being played in the classroom many times. In spelling game, teacher can just write down the first letter and say, now 4 letters will cover it and 2 numbers. In this way they can go. So one student will come, they can make the pairs, 2 pairs. One student will come from pair A, he will write down 1 word. Another student is getting from other pair, the student is getting or not, that doesn't depend. If he is not getting, then the pair A will only is getting, then student, means they have to rush up. Here there will be the competition. कौन सा पेयर सबसे ज़्यादा ये क्या गेम्स, ये क्या स्पेलिंग्स गेम ये क्या बना सकता है. सेकंड उठा, सपोज सी लिखा, एक ने ओ लिखा, एक ने आई लिखा, उसको दूसरे को नहीं पता चल रहा है, वी लिखा, मीन्स ओ के बाद आई लिख दिया वी के बदले, तो वो नो 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 दिस रॉन्ग, आई नो एंड ही रब एंड वी, तो उसके माइनस हो जाएंगे, बी ग्रुप के माइनस हो जाएंगे, ए ग्रुप के प्लस हो जाएंगे, वी लिख दिया. देन group B will come and write I. Then group D will come, A will come and write D. And 2 numbers. We said letters, 5 letters and 2 numbers. C already teacher has written. So one group will write 19. Means you can give in that way. Combination of words and numbers, or you can only write the middle letter also. And you have to fill up आगे का पीछे का, before and after that word you have to fill up the gap. So in that way the spelling game is being played, and spelling game is very interesting, and that helps you in growing the spellings. Because nowadays what happened, we are using the social media spellings. Have is written HV, am only am, am is gone. So in this way, very short way is there. Now we are adopting the spellings of what we are adopting the spelling of social media. While in the language teaching, the teacher should always encourage the student to write the full sentence to full spellings, because that will not do in the written exams. You can just use it in the social media. In written exams, you should be very thorough with the spellings. And if you are thorough with the spelling, your pronunciations, your spellings, everything, your phonetics, everything will improve. So this is the base of the spelling games. Now next game, we switch on to 20 objects. 20 objects means test your students' memories and vocabulary at the same time with this fun game. All you need is a clear desk of yours and 20 common items from around the classroom. You can keep it or grab from the backpack or purse and arrange the objects on the desk. Let all the students come on the deck. They see the items and then you cover it with some paper or with some cloth and tell them to go back. And then they have to list the item which you have kept it on this desk. The student who come out first with all the 20 items, that is the winner. You can make the group also. The group can also come out with the 20 listed items. That 20 listed items you have on the decks, and they can win the game. This is also very interesting game. Another one is letter scramble. This means you have to take a list of the words that your students have recently learned and write a scrambled version of each of the word on the board. Means whatever the words they have learned from the prose or poetry or from your writing composition, you can write that in the scramble way, and they have to rearrange all the words, and in this way they can form the word which you have taught. In this way they can enhance their vocabulary also and the memory of the vocabulary also. Now Pictionary. Pictionary, it's not a dictionary. As the name only suggests, Pictionary. Pictionary is a super simple game that only requires pen, paper and the board. What you have to do, teacher will draw some picture and the student have to guess that which picture is telling you something about the word, or even for the sentence also you can draw the pictures and the student can tell the sentence also, phrase also. So this Pictionary means you have to, I have given the pictures also of Pictionary. It is also available. This type of Pictionaries are available like dictionary. They have a picture description. So what you have to do, you have to draw the pictures, or you can describe a word and let the student draw the picture on the word that you have described. Crossword. Crossword is a very common game that has been coming in the paper also. Times of India में हमेशा होता है crossword. Crossword are fun and great way to test your vocabulary and help you to remember all the words you have been learning. For example, you can just make the crossword of animal's name, then building's name, then cloth's name, days, months, entertainment, flame, human body, total human anatomy, body, Olympics, means which games are played in Olympics, year of the Olympics according to that, in which country the Olympics have played, that names in the cross way, and they have to rearrange the spellings and they have to draw the column that this is spelling, this spelling. Shopping, sports, transport, etc. This is the crossword picture I have given. Ninth one is a very interesting one, that is the tongue twister in English. Oh my goodness, tongue twister in English. This is really a fun game because you have to speak out this tongue twister just very quickly. One very common in Hindi, I'm just forgetting the tongue twister that everyone used to speak. चांदनी चौक में चांदनी रात में चाचा ने चाची को चांदी की चम्मच से चटनी चटाई. एकदम जल्दी से बोलना है. So this tongue twister, they are mouthful. You have to speak out very quickly. And they are so loving that students love to speak out. Means fun and giggles. Tongue twister, powerful tool for improving pronunciation of skills and fluency, and they have to speak very fast. For example, examples are already given. First I am speaking slowly. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. A pack of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. Now very soon you have to speak this. You have to speed up with that. For example, Betty Butter bought some butter. Betty Butter bought some butter. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. In a very fast way. Sea sells by the seesaw. How much wood would a woodcut chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? This is tongue twister. But they have to speak quickly. They have to giggle. And there will be lot of fun in this. Some of the tongue twister examples I am giving, you can try, and even on the net also many are available. This is tongue twister picture. And last activity that is really a very interesting activity. This is the end the lesson with any of the inspirational lines of poem. Actually what we are doing, we are slowly and gradually moving away from the literature. What I have seen in the present generation, that students now they are not too much interested in reading the literature. To a great surprise, recently I visited Crossword and I asked that these books I want. They were telling me in a very soft and lightly way, Madam, now these are the e-books. Oh my goodness. E-books means you cannot underline. Of course, you can mark it. You can say, oh, we can do the marking in the smartphone. But everyone is not having the smartphone. Just you see, those who have written the books with their handwriting. Now we are not writing also. Writing activity is gone. Means वो हाथ की exercise ही नहीं रही हमारी. We are not doing any exercise of the hands. Students should write. Teachers should develop this habit of writing among the students. Even teachers, they are using the smart boards. No chalk and blackboard is used. While teachers were using the blackboard and chalks, students were inspired. Oh, see, what a writing of my teacher is. They were proud of that. And they were trying to imitate you. They were trying to, चलो हम भी अपने teacher जैसी handwriting निकालें. Teachers, they were full of the poems. When the center theme of the poem was said, oh, it was said in such a way. कोई वीर गाथा की पोएम है रानी लक्ष्मीबाई की. आज का कोई टीचर को बोलो कि आप रानी लक्ष्मीबाई की वो कविता पढ़ाएं, तो वो ऐसे कहेंगे, सिंहासन हिल उठे, राजवंशों ने भुक्ति टानी थी, पूरे भारत में आई फिर से नई जवानी थी, चमक उठी सन 57 में वो तलवार पुरानी थी, खूब लड़ी मर्दानी वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी. हो गई वीर गाथा की ऐसी की तैसी. यहाँ कहाँ आया वीर गाथा? Of course, I'm teaching English activities, but this should also be related because this is a national language. We can speak out the poems lines of any language. But if you say, सिंहासन हिल उठे राजवंशों ने भुक्ति तानी थी, बूढ़े भारत में आई फिर से नई जवानी थी, चमक उठी सन 57 में, चमक उठी सन 57 में वो तलवार पुरानी थी, खूब लड़ी मर्दानी, खूब लड़ी मर्दानी वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी, बुंदेले हर वालों के मुंह हमने सुनी कहानी थी, खूब लड़ी मर्दानी, खूब लड़ी मर्दानी वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी. So that things come out, that veer ras come out. Same thing with the English. You should always end your lesson with the, means this is the everyday activity, has first activity was the everyday activity, in the same way last activity is the everyday activity, that you should end the lesson with the inspirational lines of the poem. Let the students recite the poem. They should recite the poem so that they learn some of the rhymes and the rhythms of the words. In learning the rhymes and rhythms of the word, they will create interest. Their interest will be created in the language. So all my dear students, here I end this session also with the famous Robert Frost 4 lines that are teaching us the life lessons. Woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Of course, I can speak hours to you. I can tell you a list of activities. But what? Here, time is telling me, okay, this much time you were allotted, it's over. I have to now carry on another activity. So, my dear students, once again, the first activity poem, before I end my session, let me speak to you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I hope every day, multiple times, you are going to speak this thing and you will find a lot of transformation in your personality. All the best to you, because now from 21st, you are going to do 2 activities together. Your internship plus online exam semester 3. And you are doing very well in your activities. Lot of loves and blessings to my all dear students. Thank you, thank you, thank you.